Sometime, somehow, we will be punished. Punished?
Alright, so something weird happened. It's not going to really matter to you guys, but it matters to me. So I made a video explaining this experience through the Christian lens, and I think it was a decent take, but something happened to the name of the video. It reverted back to its original name. And I'm taking this as a sign that I don't need to post that because it's not important. Because that take is already out there, that take is already in people's minds. I need to give a more Western outlook because that is the lens that I have been given. I was granted the other lenses because, well, individually people need a different, story, Everybody needs to understand it their own way. And that was why I was given all the other lenses. But the Western lens has done me wonders, and I need to share the Western lens instead of everything else because I was able to bring back the Western lens. Everything else is just a gift from up above, whatever the hell you want to call it. And since I was able to take back this artifact from the other side, I need to explain it for what it is through the lens I was given. And so it starts like this. We are ego and we are consciousness. We tend to not see the difference between the two because we are taught to believe that we have both at all times. I have come to learn through my entire life that young people, like children, and other individuals with mental disorders, whatever the hell you want to call them, they are more tuned into consciousness because at a young age, everyone is born with that consciousness. So let me give an example with my own life. I have a child, and before this child was born, I knew it was going to be born, and that was because I was interacting with its consciousness. So before it was born, I told my wife that, hey, you're pregnant, and she didn't believe me, but a couple months later, she found out she was pregnant. So there was a child inside of her body. This was not the child that I was speaking to. The child inside of her body was the ego, the monkey body. And the consciousness was the outside entity, the angel, the demon, the whatever, the consciousness that I was speaking to. And since it liked me so much, it came into my life, And now we have a beautiful angel in our life, materialized right in front of our eyes, and it's amazing. So, ego is the monkey body. It is very important because it is the consciousness's vessel in this reality. It is not only important for that reason. It is important because it's a living creature. It's a beautiful thing. It's like any other animal on this planet. The thing that sucks is that they place themselves above other animals simply because they have the ability to tune into consciousness. It's sad, but, humans are silly. I gotta love them, though. So, what is the consciousness, then, if the ego is an actual thing? The consciousness would be what the Christians would refer to as angels and demons. Consciousness is literally just that. It is what the Christian book called the Holy Spirit. But that is not important. What is important is that the consciousness is a force outside of the human body. It is a force separate of the ego. And it is just as real. It is insane. I know that most people believe that they understand what their consciousness is, and I have come to understand that there are actually at least 1% of humans on this planet that are conscious. I'll give them that. But a lot of people have not hit consciousness just yet. But that is fine. Everyone has their own path, and let me just tell you that once you reach the end of that path and you understand through whatever lens you are granted, it is an intense experience, but at the same time it is so beautiful because you understand that while, yes, things may end for these little monkeys that we inhabit, things will continue for us, and we can find a new host, a new student to teach. Like, well, you don't know yet, but you shall soon know. Okay, so what is the consciousness and ego's relationship? They are a symbiotic relationship. Like I said before, they are like a teacher and student. The thing is, though, that through telling other people of our experiences with our consciousness, they shut us down. They shut us down because they do not have those experiences. They once did, but they too told others of their experiences, and they were told that it was fake. They lost the belief because belief is all it takes to interact with your consciousness. I know it sounds really weird talking about it that way, but it's honestly hard to explain. When it gets to that point, belief won't even matter anymore because once you experience, you can't really help but believe, This is what people would have called like religious experiences. It's something you gotta experience. I know belief can help. For me, blind faith really helped a lot. But for others, blind faith is seen as a bad thing, and I don't see why it's seen as a bad thing, because even in the Bible they say, oh, you should blindly trust God. But then it also says you should question him, and I always did question, and it led me to understand that there are multiple gods in this reality. They are what we call concepts in the fourth dimension. And it is really insane, but that is not important. We gotta stick with consciousness and ego. So, what is the creator of this world, the material reality? We call that God, but I have come to understand that what others call God is, well, it has many forms. You can't really explain what it is, but I have come to figure out that the God of the material realm in the Western lens is the God of ego. It is all things material. So us as ego are the monkeys. Other animals as ego are those animals. The tree next to me right here is a freaking ego. The whole planet is an ego. And once an ego dies, it goes back to ego. Same thing goes for consciousness. I can't really explain it other than to say that the brain is a radio and consciousness is a frequency that radio can tune into. So we are literally fragments of that radio frequency, of that consciousness frequency. I can't really explain it other than that. But the thing is that while, yes, none of this is important, I felt called to explain it because I was granted that lens, and so I should share that viewpoint. I know that this may not vibe with many, and I know it won't reach many, but for those that it does reach, I hope that I've managed to explain it coherently enough. I know it sounds insane, but hey, who cares? This whole reality is insane. Whatever you believe is what you will perceive. Whatever you believe dictates your reality, because we live in a reality dictated by perception. Well, whatever. I'm just a crazy guy. Hope you guys have a good one, and remember to stay safe out there.
Calmly re-established. Thought we lost you there. What happened? Where did they go? It appears our strike team went on a little trip. System shows they have now returned.